Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear us. I'm so happy to see so many people in a Saturday, afternoon. That really means that there is a high interest of what we're going to discuss today. So, as you can see, the topic of the panel is retail adoption at scale. My name is Ciprian Iacob. I'm co-founder of a project called Inspir3, which is a loyalty and cashback and benefits app powered by data NFTs. But today is not about our project and about me, because we have a dream lineup here with the speakers today, each with a unique perspective and personality, and an approach on how innovation and the cutting-edge technology are affecting the retail. And as we presented in the keynote on Thursday, innovation is great, but adoption is key. And what a greater opportunity to intersect innovation and adoption, than a discussion with ING Bank, at the edge of the banking innovation. Carrefoud Romania, who's leading the retail sector, and Romania's business consult at the core of technological advancements when it comes to systems engineering, and we're going to get into that. And before getting into the questions, I'm going to quickly introduce each one of you, so the audience can get a little bit of background. So we have Silvia Dumitrescu, who is the head of online sales and digital tribe at ING Bank, and I'd like you to welcome her with a round.
Thank you, it's great to be here.
So Silvia has been part of the ING Bank Romania since 2014, correct? When she joined as a senior digital market performance and strategy expert.
It's about the time when blockchain was really a buzzword in the financial industry. Imagine the coincidence.
And it's come a long way. Yeah. It's come a long way. So in 2017, you occupied the position of content, social media, and website manager, and from 2018, you took the role of head of online sales in ING Digital Tribe, correct?
Yep.
Thank you so much for being today with us. I really can't wait to deep dive into the topics.
I can imagine it's a very interesting topic for us as well, so looking forward.
Yeah, I'm really sure that the audience has a lot of questions. Yeah, and is very curious about how you see
the perspective
blockchain.
of a bank. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get into that in a moment. So, Gabriela Stanica, who's chief Information and Data Officer at Carrefoud Romania, correct? Perfect.
Glad to be here. It's a great audience and a great setup. Thank you for the invitation.
We thank you for being here. So Gabriela is an accomplished technology leader with a rich and diverse career, spanning several high-profile roles in multinational organizations. As the current Chief Information and Data Officer at Carrefour Romania, she has been instrumental in driving technological innovation, because Carrefour is about innovation, and we're going to get into it in a moment, and data-driven strategies within the company. Gabriela, thank you so much for being here once again. Can't wait to have a deep dive. And last and not least, Vlad Rotaru, who's the Chief Growth Officer and tech guru at Romanian Business Consult. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. Nice being here.
He's a great guy.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, so just in a few words, Romanian Business Consult is the leading provider, for those of you who don't know, they're a leading provider and integrator of IT solutions for the retail industry in Romania. So Vlad is the Chief Growth Officer with a proven track record of 22 years.
22 years working as a CIO, but afterwards coming on the other side of the fence, going to a provider, supplier for the companies that are doing technology projects.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm in the IT field since, if Silvia said that she's in IT field, in ING, since the buzzword was blockchain, I'm in IT since the buzzword was internet, so quite a long time also. So yeah, right now we're doing projects mostly for retail, but also for production companies, especially Romanian, and also some great investors from outside the country.
So true OG.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good description. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for being with us once again. Okay, so let's start fresh and direct straight. Silvia, what is going on with blockchain, and how do you see, the conversation going on blockchain at ING?
Well, great icebreaker.
Everyone is curious.
Of course. I'll tell you, so I already said that since 2015, blockchain was kind of a huge buzzword for the financial industry. And it's about that time we had our global head of transaction services, Mark, and he was explaining to us in a private meeting what's all about blockchain, what's the buzz with that. And he was saying, guys, I talked to someone, he was a tech lead at Philips Lab, and he was saying this. So it's just like mobile, the internet, computers, blockchain, but blockchain is not a thing. It's the thing that enables the thing. So, it was so clear to us from that moment on that we had our hands full.
Very philosophical.
Yeah. He was such a nice guy. However, the idea is that we've started for some years, actually to 2015 also, to explore on a global level, wholesale banking level, blockchains, and ING is part of our free consortium. In case you haven't heard, it's a consortium of banks who are promoting new technologies to empower and actually build on these technologies for better solutions for the financial sector. And they actually trialed, I think there were about 5 at that time, blockchain private solutions from Ethereum, IBM, so there are a lot of them. And you can find it online, just Google search it because it's all there. The idea is that we do have a very open mindset in terms of technology, in terms of innovation. I think we can see that, in our mobile app, and the fact that we actually want to be close to customer needs. That's our purpose.
Of course.
And we could see the potential. So we know that blockchain solves a few problems like double spending. It also solves problems like trust issues. You can prevent, altering transactions. So there are many things that customers can benefit from this type of technology. However, you need to also have collaboration in terms, because it's not about one player having the competitive advantage. It's actually about us having standards to be able to use the technology.
Of course, but you pointed out something very interesting, and we had a talk before regarding trust.
Yeah.
Trust and building trust.
Trust is actually one of the big, if you ask one of our customers today in Romania, and you ask them, what's the main reason why would you consider a bank? The answer is trust, it's not innovation. So we invest a lot in innovation, but the perception about a bank is that we need to keep your money safe, right?
Yeah, but a bank is a vehicle of trust.
Yeah.
And blockchain can bring trust with a trustless technology.
We see that potential. That's why we've been exploring it for so long. ING is a global organization. And yeah, it does have many benefits, and we're looking forward to see the applications on it. So you cannot really put, right now in this moment, put a blockchain to a manual process. Put a blockchain on it and solve the problem. No, you cannot, because as I heard also the previous speech, they were saying about risk, about compliance, so don't throw tomatoes at me. But it's the reality. So if you ask a product manager, the main things they are dealing with is when having a new product in production, you would be able to do it fast with smart contracts. But you actually need to face the regulatory part, because this is the part that actually should keep your money protected. That's why it exists.
Yeah, and one more question here. On the interoperability side, this would be another use case that blockchain can bring, and can be also fast, secure, and can help people have their transaction processed like in a bit, because there are lots of people here in this room who tell you that you can process a transaction in like 6 seconds instead of having to to wait for like a day to be processed when this is done.
Guys, we have instant payments. You don't wait anymore.
Yeah, yeah. That's a very good thing to add. Yeah. Vlad, what can you tell us about your approach on blockchain?
About the timing for the payments with ING. I'm a customer, so yeah, I know what.
You know, right?
I know. I appreciate your service pretty well. What I was thinking right now when I was listening to Silvia is that me as an integrator, as a representative of a company that does integrations, we are exactly in the place to bridge the gaps between the classic technology and the new emerging technology like blockchain. And I really think that the advantages that you are searching for, you both girls, and also the advantages and the advantages that are suggested by the community, by the blockchain community, by the crypto community, I think they have to be translated a little bit through us, the integrators. And we have to be aware of the needs that you have, and we also have to be aware of the technologies and the emerging technologies that are coming out, and the advantages that they propose to the businesses. Because at the end, none of us here, we cannot exist alone. We are pieces of puzzle, like we were talking earlier. And I think that the puzzle should be made with all the pieces needed. Customers at the end being the owners and the beneficiary, the final beneficiary is not us, not you, but the customers and the people who really will use the technology in the future. In the various contexts, in banking, in retail, in whatever, even in governance, let's say. And I really think that's another thing that we also touched around while being around here and having conversation with people around. I understand that also it's a good direction to have the governance done through technology. And this is putting technology into the hands of the people.
And
Yeah.
speaking about that, just to
Thank you.
complement Vlad, my role is CIO in Carrefour, right? The challenge I have since I came is, how do I pick the right technology to drive business value? How do I make sure that the money we invest in the technology helps the business? Because we cannot do technology for the sake of technology in retail, right? We do it for the business itself. And we did have a test with blockchain, by the way, and how the idea emerged. We knew about blockchain, and we knew about the fact that people are looking to understand the quality of the food. So in 2018, Carrefour Group actually launched the first blockchain for food. It was called Quality of the Food, the first blockchain technology in the world for food. It went well in France, so there were 100 products for which you could see where chicken was born, what the producer gave to the chicken to eat,
What's
and
his
therefore,
name?
yes, and therefore, is the egg organic or is not organic, right? Which is fantastic for an educated person who wants to know what they eat. They can go on the shelf and they can track back all the history of the product. Back to Romania, right? Because we did test that. It was around Easter, I think it was 2012, when everyone was buying eggs, right? We had this available in the store. Well, I think the adoption was not the one that we expected. People were not so curious to see where the egg is coming from and what the chicken was raised with, right? So then the question came, do we continue to invest in this technology knowing that a certain country or population is not ready for that or not? So the conclusion is we have the technology, we tested. I guess we were a bit too early in 2018, 2020 with this approach. We will continue saying, but I think the main point, just to complement Vlad, is we have to pick the right technology in the right moment to address a certain business issue. Otherwise, for a company who is not doing technology or research, it's not going to fly on a mid-long term, right?
Exactly, like large-scale adoption, like Gabriela is saying, I think it's a very contextual thing. It cannot be done by magic, or we trust technology, we love it, and tomorrow we'll have large adoption. I think we have, all of us, we have to figure out a way to pass the message to the business and to make them adopt because they see a business interest at the end.
And it's also, it's about the experimentation because you need to understand the technology, its effects, and then step by step actually start developing and designing the solutions that would fit the customer needs. So it's a process.
And I think also it's one part what we think is Carrefour, right? We think that people will be very excited to see and understand what do they eat, right? And if we do provide the traceability, everyone will check it. It was not actually the case. We will see in the future years, but it was not actually the case. So it was a big difference between what we thought as the ones selling eggs and potatoes versus the customers.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, the technology is the backbone, of a real-world use case. The use case will come when the technology will prove more and more and more useful. This was one of the use cases. Carrefour, at the same time, was one of the innovators in France. This is not the only story they have with blockchain. They went to metaverse. They went to NFTs as well. And they had quite a big buzz when they did that. So I think we need to be courageous, to test, to see what the audience wants, because I believe that this has been one of the experiments targeted for the younger audiences who are in love with digital collectibles. Customer attention is one of the most valuable currencies, and especially when it comes to younger audiences who were born with a phone or with a tablet.
You're very poetic while saying customer attention is the most valuable currency. I think we need to remember that.
This is what everyone is fighting for. This is.
And I think I'm lucky to work in a company where the top management understand the power of technology, right? From the CEO of the company, they speak about technology. They are open to explore, to test, to experiment. And we have a lot of partnership with technology suppliers, with Google, with Meta, and so on and so forth. And yes, actually, we had NFBs in the metaverse. So we had a sandbox, and we sold those NFBs. And why did we do it? We said we know there can be no fruits and vegetables without bees. And we know the bees are at risk right now, right? So that was the business logic behind, and we created a sandbox in Metaverse, and we had I think 16 of them, yeah? And were sold, and we donated the money to protect the bees in order for the fruits and vegetables to continue to exist, right? It's a very interesting thing. And we are exploring a lot of technologies, artificial intelligence, Gen AI, applicable to retail.
Yeah, and I fully respect and admire what you guys are doing. I mean,
that's why Inspire here present with us on the scene. I think Inspire could be another opportunity to go to the large-scale adoption with this loyalty and blockchain system, which will provide a transparent and more collaborative way of giving rewards to customers and tracing, and also making them owners of their data and sharing the data with people, with companies that they want to share with, and maybe pricing the information, maybe giving some information that is valuable to the bank or the customer via this kind of way of building loyalty programs. And that blockchain can help on these new ways of doing things for example. Blockchain, crypto, anything like crypto could be in a few years already. You have big companies that are using it as a payment method. I think it would become almost always present in our buying experience. And I think this kind of steps, not big, but sure, could bring a good future to all of us.
Do you picture yourself playing with crypto at Carrefour?
Soon, I don't know, but in a few years, why not? Not with a crypto, but maybe with a token, with a different way of paying.
We had Pokemons in our offices, so everything is possible.
That's a very good point, what you just said, and I'm just going to pick it up for a minute, Vlad. I mean, it's a short story that I always like to tell when I'm explaining people, the power of data NFTs, which are a different asset class, are the future of one of the, ways that loyalty can look in the future. Back in the times, you had like word to mouth. This is what, the way marketing worked. Then you went to billboards, then you went to TV.
Actually, they all work. You don't have, word of mouth works pretty well right now.
But you're getting more and more and more granular.
Have more channels.
And then you go to social media when you have like targeted campaigns, and it's crazy, how many things you can find out about the user, and the clusters that you can target, the products to. But the beauty with blockchain and with data NFTs is that this can be done peer-to-peer. Peer-to-peer, you don't need an intermediary. You know the customer without knowing the customer. You can, talk to the customer without knowing the name, the age, the sex, the location, like anything. And it's the beauty of it because it's so, direct, fast, and powerful. And, I just wanted to complete on that because you just shot it very
You're trying to convince us, right?
Of course I do. But the fact that you are here and we're having this conversation in such a big moment, it's one of the things I'm the proudest of.
Let me say this is very interesting, the fact that all the other panels that I assisted here, all the talks that have been, a lot of interesting stuff that was presented, and pretty much everyone was from the technology side, from the new technology side. And I think here on this panel we have at the end, the businesses that can use the technology. And this is very important for everybody here, I think, that we see businesses interested and really making steps forward by using this, even by watching what's going on here in the hallway, what are the companies, and getting a few names out of the list there with ecosystem startups and stuff. And I think this is a good step forward for everybody, and it's a good promotion for the technology into business adoption. And I think that's it. Thank you.
And we are so happy and thankful for your presence here. And a few more touch points, because we talked about loyalty. How do you see loyalty changing right now or evolving right now with all these new technologies coming up? And I'm not talking only about blockchain, but also AI. How do you, drive customers back? How do you build a community that will benefit your company?
We don't have a loyalty program, so I wouldn't be.
I was curious, I was looking at Gabriela.
Yes, we have a loyalty program, and actually I'll quickly say the history of it because it's interesting. And here I would just want to say that the technology community in Romania is of a huge value. And I think it's recognized internationally and nationally by the companies. How we created the loyalty program, actually we partnered at Innovation Labs in 2015. It was one of the ideas at the Innovation Labs. We created the application and then we evolved it into the loyalty application, which is soon going to reach 2 million users. So you see loyalty programs on the market, and yes, we have to be different and we have to evolve. We are working on personalized promotion. So yes, we have to know our customers. We have to know how do they interact with the brand, whether on social media or e-commerce or call center and so on, and give them the right product based on the history, on the purchase, based on where they are. Are they in the store? Are they a loyal customer to Coca-Cola? I think in the future we should be able to provide also a personalized price for a specific customer in a specific store in a specific area of the country. I'm sure there are other new technologies out there that can help. That's part of the reason I'm here, to learn about those technologies and to encourage the companies, the startups, to reach out to us if they have any ideas about how we can get to the next level in the loyalty. Maybe based on your experience as a customer, based on your expectation, or based on the technology you know about, but I don't know about, being a tech in retail, not a tech in a tech.
Thank you. That's very insightful.
I would also add to what Gabriela said. I think that loyalty in the new loyalty is a personalized loyalty, like she said, but personalization should take into account all the data around the customer. So it's a 360 around the customer. It's his or her behavior in a bank, in a retail store, at the seaside, or in the club. And all these behaviors will be, all data for this can be used in order to offer a decentralized, because we are talking about decentralized technology, a decentralized loyalty program, which if we get a lot of traction, enough traction, you can have the same loyalty program everywhere you go. And you carry on this data with you wherever you may wish. Thus, of course, putting at risk the companies that do that, and they get money by doing it. But at the end, the customer is more important than the making money out of offering loyalties. And I think that decentralization of the loyalty programs and going all around the environment should be a direction that could be followed in the next years.
And actually, Vlad hit upon a new buzzword, actually not new, pretty old, personalization, that's everywhere. So to be able to provide a real personalized experience to customers, you need lots of data. Yeah, and we are talking these days about the data they are willing to give us. So you cannot really base your strategy, GDPR point of view,
Of course.
unless they are voluntarily giving you information. And of course, you do want to listen to them. It's about listening. That's how you provide the loyalty they are actually after. Listening with all the tools that you have. If it's part of a smarter innovation lab, if it's part of more traditional process, this is the focus you need to have. Customer experience at the heart of any product or service.
Of course, of course. We are very close to the final, and I want to take a moment to tell you, in the first place, you already realized that this room is, has lots of builders and a lot of people interested to build bridges with the real world. And the fact that you are here with us today and we're having the conversation is one of the examples that it is, easy to build bridges if we want to, to drive innovation and adoption and, be there for the end user, for the end customer together. It's just about teamwork, everything. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was a
Thank you.
pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you for listening to us.
Thank you.